Hey there, are you a brand new real estate agent or you are thinking about getting your real estate license and you're already thinking, hey, I wonder what brokerage I should be hanging my license with? Well, you're in luck because I'm going to be sharing with you some of the pros and cons of hanging your license with eXp Realty, and we're going to hop into the good stuff right now. Hey there, Mariah K here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed active real estate agent in both Utah and in California. I help real estate agents scale their business the modern way by leveraging the power of social media. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. I hear from people like you who are looking to get their real estate license or have already got their real estate license, and I absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about getting your real estate license in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I hear from people like you all the time, and I absolutely love connecting with you. So you want to know a little bit more about the pros and cons of hanging your license with eXp Realty. You're a brand new real estate agent. You're like, I've heard a lot about this brokerage, but I'm not sure if this is where I should hang my license. Well, let me hop into what I know personally and what I've heard from other people of how they feel about hanging their license with eXp Realty. So I have been at several different brokerages. I started at a small boutique brokerage. I then went to more of like a flat fee brokerage. I then went to Keller Williams, and now I am at eXp Realty, and I have hung my license with eXp for a little over a year. And I'm telling you, I've had my license for a little over 16 years. I know, a little over 16 years, long time. And if I was thinking about this the other day because I've had a lot of people that have reached out to me that have like, I'm thinking about getting my real estate license, but I don't really know where to get started. And I certainly don't know where I want to hang my license. Like, what are your thoughts? And if I were to go back in time and to do it all over again, in many ways, I wish I would have just started with eXp Realty. And I'll jump right in and just share with you some of the pros and cons. And then obviously it's a good fit for some. It's not for everyone. So hopefully by going through this list, you'll get an idea of, yeah, this sounds like something that might be, I want to hear more about, or you know what, pass, I want to find something else. So first of all is the commission split. Yes, the commission split. The commission split at eXp Realty right now is an 80-20 split. 80% goes to you, 20% goes to the brokerage. That 80%, there is a cap at $16,000. So once you hit that $16,000 that you have paid into eXp Realty, the rest is yours for the year that you have been in. So for example, if you joined in July and your, anniversary date is the following July, that is how it ends up being calculated. So that 16,000 you end up keeping the rest, except for there's a little, transaction fees here and there, insurance, but nothing major. And the majority of that will all go back to you. So number one is the commission split. 80-20 is extremely competitive. You'll find when you're going to other brokerages, you will see that is definitely not the normal. And a lot of brokerages too don't have a cap. So that is certainly a pro. Number two is the lead generation tools. Yes, the lead generation tools. I remember when I first started and I was at a small boutique brokerage, there were no lead generation tools. I literally got a box of business cards and was like, okay, good luck. We'll see you later. Like no mentorship program, there were just not a lot of things that were offered. But for that, you end up having what's called KV Core. Yes, KV Core, it is a incredible CRM platform. And basically you will end up getting your website. You will end up getting, it's connected with your MLS. So people can click on your website and they can actually start searching for homes right in your local area. And what ends up happening is KV Core is able to capture those leads and they are able to feed those to you without even doing anything. So honestly, during the day, I'll get leads that are just dropped right in my email, or I'll get a text message that's sent like, hey, so-and-so, you've got a new lead from KV Core, and I'm at my kid's soccer game, right? So there are leads being dropped right into your account. You can do a ton with KV Core. So for new agents just getting started, it's typically like $500 a month, and that is included in your $85 a month joining eXp Realty. So that's a big one. Commission split. And then, like I said, number 2 is that lead generation tool, which is a huge one. Number 3 is going right into education. I know as a new real estate agent many years ago, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, how do I even start my own business? Who's going to find me? Who wants to buy? Who wants to sell? Who wants to invest? Like, I just had no idea even how to get started. And so many people I know love this. And for me personally, my background's in education. I ended up getting my master's degree in elementary education, and then I taught elementary school for many years. And I know, as being an educator myself, it is so important to be able to have the right education and tools in order to grow your business. So eXp has what is called the metaverse, the eXp world. And on the eXp world, there are over 70 hours, yes, over 70 hours every single week that are being taught right in the metaverse. So you can be sitting in your, in your own home on the couch, and you can be attending live classes that are held every single week. They're on contracts. They are on production. They are on, really anything, leveraging your business different ways. Literally any topic you can think about, they are going to cover during that week. And then it's every week. So new speakers, new topics, new educational, it's really just unbelievable, the education that is offered. And same thing going along with the education. Not only is there that education piece in the world that you are getting those trainings every single week. And really, you could be in trainings from 9 to 5 every single day if you wanted. The cool thing about that is, though, these are being taught by top producers from all over the world that are teaching in the metaverse. So you're not just getting like your local expert of like, hey, I'm a top producer here in your area and this is what I'm doing, but you are getting a snapshot from all over the world, which is so cool. Not only do you have the metaverse and you have the education from that, but you also have your local and state broker. You have your local and state broker, which is so cool. Depending on the state that you're in too. I know, since I hold my license in multiple states. In California, I have, I think, 6 brokers there because the state is so big. In Utah, I've got 2 brokers. So depending on the state that you're in, you might be in a really small state. You might have 1 broker. So depending, there is a lot of support. And I know my local brokers in Utah, we have contract meeting every Monday. We also have a state meeting every Monday, every other Monday. We've got different trainings on Thursdays. We have, so really the trainings and the education that you can get from your state and local, and then at the national level, is huge. Going along with education is also the mentorship program. Now, for some, the mentorship program is a pro, and some it's a con. I look at it, for me, as a pro. And I know when I was going into elementary education and I was doing my student teaching, I had my mentor, my master teacher, that would literally show me the ropes. Like, okay, so here's your lesson plan. This is what you're going to do today. What do you think about that? Like, okay, here's how you're going to teach the math lesson. And I actually really appreciated that, because it showed me like, okay, here's the lesson plan. Here's the roadmap. Here's how you're going to execute that. And the same thing goes for real estate as well. And having that mentor is such a crucial part to just getting started. And again, some people, and this kind of goes, this is the pro of having somebody to guide you, but the con is also you might get paired with a mentor that maybe you don't click. But with that being said, I've had partners that have joined me that are like, hey, Mariah, I'm a brand new agent. I just joined. I got partnered with this mentor and we're just not clicking. Like, it's just not, we would do business 2 different ways. They want to cold call and door knock. I want to use social media and I want to use my sphere of influence. Like, we're just not going to do business the same way. Can I find another person, another mentor? 9 times out of 10 from the partners that have joined me, yes, that hasn't been a problem. They've been able to get a new mentor and it's not a big deal. But having a mentorship program and there is certain curriculum that eXp Realty uses, so it's all very uniform, but the support that you can get through that mentorship program is a huge pro for many. Number 4 are the sponsors. Yes, I'm sure some of you have probably already heard about this with eXp Realty, but when you join eXp Realty, if nobody told you about it and you just go to eXp and you sign up, you will not have a sponsor. So you will not have somebody who introduced you to the company. If I don't say so myself, I think it is very important to align yourself with a sponsor who you feel like you are doing business in similar ways. When I aligned myself with a sponsor, this was actually somebody that I reached out to because I saw this person and they were running their business the way I was running my business. And I thought, that's cool. I wonder if I can align myself to the way that she's running her business. I bet I'm going to be able to feed off some of that. And it has been so true because she aligned herself with somebody else who is doing business in a certain way. So the masterminds that I am a part of through that sponsorship, every single week, I'm a part of a bunch of different masterminds associating with that sponsorship and that partner. Because of that, we have aligned our businesses very similar ways. So the way she's running her business, the way I'm running my business, I'm like, oh yeah, so we have masterminds, we have retreats, we have different things that we do within our organization and our group that, this is how some people love doing it. Other people might do it a different way, but finding your partner and finding your sponsor of who you name, because when you join eXp Realty, you will end up naming a sponsor. Pick your sponsor carefully. If you have questions about it, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'd be happy to go over that more with you. Number 5 pro is the metaverse. I know I touched on this briefly for education, but this metaverse that I was telling you about, the world, the eXp world, is literally a one-stop shop. I am telling you, it is a one-stop shop. The concierge services that you are able to access, the financials, really anything you can think of that you would normally drive down to your broker's office to talk to the secretary or to talk to somebody in, the financial area or whatever it is, you can do everything from the convenience of your phone, or you can also do it from the convenience of your home or wherever you are at. So I know there have been different things where I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to talk to my broker about this. I can literally hop in the world. I can click on, a couple of buttons and then I am talking to my broker. The same thing goes, there are contract specialists. So I've had different things where I'm like, you know what? I'm writing up this contract right now and there's this clause that I'm wondering if I need to have an addendum for this thing. I can talk to my broker about that. I can talk to the contract specialist that specializes for my state specifically, and I can go and ask them. It's literally a touch of the button and I can be in contact with them. Other basic questions, I can ask the concierge services. There are concierge that can help you with all different things. If you have questions about same thing, contracts, or you have, questions about different things, the concierge will direct you and they will let you know like, oh, you know what? Great question. That's actually a broker question. So let's send you up with a broker. Oh, you know what? That's a contract question. So we'll set you up with this person. Oh, you know what? That's actually somebody in this department and they will go ahead and facilitate where you need to go and who you need to talk to. So I'm telling you, the metaverse and the eXp world is something that is pretty unbelievable. If you are looking at taking a peek in it and you're like, okay, what is this metaverse? What is this eXp world? I kind of just want to take a peek. Reach out to me. I'll see if I can get you a pass and we'll get you in there and you can tour. We'll, take a look. You can attend some of the classes and see if it's a fit for you. Number 6 is time, location, and flexibility. Now, I know for me personally, I'm a carpool driving mom of 4 running a really successful business. And I know when I was at some of these other brokerages, and having to attend meetings, which I wanted to attend the meetings, but I couldn't always because the office was 15 minutes away, and getting to the office and then getting back and then picking this kid up for the dentist appointment and doing all the things. Now I'm literally able to put my earbud in. I can attend the meeting because it's all online and there's interaction. I remember in the beginning, I thought like, oh, can you actually really build like close connections with people that you're online with, you're whatever? And the answer is 100% yes. It just depends on how much you are willing to dive in and interact and be part of it. So the time, the flexibility, like I said, I can be driving carpool and listening to a meeting. I can be at my house working on something, but also tuned in. I can be 100% tuned in, right? So just the flexibility piece of you can be traveling and you can still attend everything you want to attend or need to attend. So that is a huge pro for many as well. Now, one of the cons that I hear the biggest complaint about is when people say like, oh, eXp Realty, I've heard there's no office space. Well, you're right and wrong. So let me share with you. There is, so that traditional brick and mortar office that eXp Realty, that a lot of the other franchise brokerages have, eXp Realty does not have those, brick and mortar buildings. However, we do have what's called Regus, and we have access to the Regus offices. And Regus office, and that's included in your membership. You do not have to pay anything extra for that. That is included in that $85 a month. That is part of your KV core. That's part of your training. That's literally so many different things. But you get access to Regus offices all over the world. And depending on where you're at, I know where I live, there are several Regus offices within 10 minutes of where I'm living. Again, it might vary by state and region and area and all that, but you do have access to Regus offices. There is not a brick and mortar office as, some of the other places have. So that's a con for some. And number two con, I've heard this from some people. Again, this has not been my experience, but sometimes people feel like the person they align themselves with when they joined eXp Realty, that sponsor or that partner that they named, you get to name one person and that is the person. Sometimes people feel like, oh, you know what? I didn't receive as much support, or, they promised that they'd be available to help with this and that and the other. Really, that sponsorship is just the person who introduced you to eXp Realty and who you want to align with and who you think would, potentially help you grow in your business that way. And so sometimes people, join and they're like, man, you know what? We just are not aligned certain ways. The good thing is that, yes, you still have all of your state and local brokers. You've got all of the national meetings. You've got there's a lot of different ways that you can plug in. But just when you are thinking about, if you are, end up joining eXp Realty, just think about your sponsor carefully and align yourself with somebody who you feel like is doing business in similar ways or that can take your business to the next level. And number three, I mentioned this one briefly before, but the mentorship program. Some people feel like, the mentorship program, they weren't paired with the right mentor. Get a new mentor. Really, that one for me, I think is a pretty easy fix of, hey, if it doesn't work, then find somebody that you're going to work well with and, make that one easy. So that's another one. And last one that I've heard from some people is the brokers maybe in their state, their region, their area are not as available as some are. I know for me personally, I have never had that experience. My brokers in both California and Utah, anytime I have had a question, I hop into the world and they're available. They even all have broker hotlines. So I can even text them and like, hey, you know what? This is what's happening. Quick question for you. What would you do in this situation? Right? I can't think of one time that I've reached out to them that I have not gotten a response back in a very, very same day every time, usually within an hour. But some people I know I have heard in some states are like, oh, you know what? I just didn't feel like I was getting as good of support from my broker. And some people are like, oh, it's hard leaving my one broker and coming to another. And again, each broker is different. Like I said, I have never had anything but extremely positive experiences with the brokers that I've had in both Utah and California. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of a snapshot of some of the pros and cons of eXp Realty as a brand new agent. And again, if you are thinking about going down that route and you're like, oh, I've got a couple other questions, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I have honestly heard from so many new real estate agents or real estate agents that are just getting into it and have questions. And I've actually heard from a lot of people too that have had their license for many years and are like, okay, Mariah, what's the deal with eXp Realty? Give it to me real. Oh, I'll give it to you real. And I will tell you honestly, everything, the pros and cons for me of what I've experienced. A little bit more information, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I would love to connect with you. Take care and have a great one. Bye.